Hey everyone, welcome. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here for this masterclass explainer. If you've ever watched one of those incredibly sleek, dynamic Vox-style animations, you've probably wondered how they actually pull it off. Most people just assume you need a massive budget, a huge team of seasoned animators, or years of motion graphics experience. Well, we are going to completely shatter that myth today. We're going to uncover how to build high-quality, professional animations from scratch. We'll be leveraging the incredible power of completely free AI tools to handle the heavy lifting, and then we'll dive right into After Effects to sprinkle in that signature cinematic magic. Get ready, because we're about to level up our creation skills big time.
Here is our exact blueprint for today. First, we'll look at the anatomy of a viral hook. Number 2, scripting with AI. 3, generating visuals and voices. 4, mastering the parallax effect. And 5, adding that beautiful stop-motion polish. I promise to demystify this entire workflow step by step, so let's jump in.
All right, Section 1, Anatomy of a Viral Hook. Story comes first.
Okay, let's dive into this, because honestly, this is where everything begins. You can have all the fancy software in the world, the crispest resolution, the smoothest animations, but all the tech means absolutely nothing without a compelling narrative foundation. Story always comes first. So, what is the true foundation of a viral explainer? Before you even think about opening a single app or typing a prompt, you need a bizarre, captivating hook that grabs the viewer's attention immediately. You need a concept so fascinating that someone scrolling on their phone literally has no choice but to stop and listen.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what I'm talking about. Get this, it's the unbelievable, true story of park ranger Roy Sullivan. In 1942, a storm rolls in, lightning strikes his watchtower, and he loses his big toenail. He survives. In 1969, lightning strikes his truck, knocks him unconscious, and burns off his eyebrows. Fast forward to 1973, he takes a direct hit on patrol that sets his hair on fire. By 1976, a fifth strike injures his ankle, and then in 1977, a seventh reported strike burns his chest while he's just out fishing. The guy holds the Guinness World Record for the most lightning strikes survived by a single person. When you hear a premise like that, you are instantly locked in. That is the ultimate example of a gripping macro story hook.
Moving right along to Section 2, Scripting with AI, the blueprint. So you've got your undeniable hook. How do you actually build the script? How do you take a fascinating historical concept and efficiently turn it into a structured explainer? Well, we use an incredibly precise 3-step prompting sequence with ChatGPT. First, you ask the AI to act as a brainstorming partner and generate 50 different topic ideas. You browse the list, find the gold, and pick your favorite. Step 2, you tell the AI exactly how long you want your explainer to be, say a tight 1-minute duration for maximum retention. It'll spit out a perfectly paced script. And step 3, this is the real magic trick. You open a new chat and ask the AI to convert that entire script into individual, scene-by-scene visual prompts. In our case, it seamlessly broke down a 1-minute script into 22 highly detailed image prompts, ready to go.
Just to show you how well this works, look at this generated line from our AI script about the history of Coca-Cola, tracking back to pharmacist John Pemberton's 1886 medicinal tonic. Notice how the AI doesn't just list dry facts. It writes, Coca-Cola didn't just sell a soda, it sold happiness, memories, and even shaped global culture. See what it did there? It perfectly captures the emotional core of the brand. This is an incredible micro example of how the AI maintains that compelling, human-centric narrative we talked about earlier.
All right, Section 3, Generating Visuals and Voices. Time to build those assets.
Now, what's really interesting about this phase is how we transform those text-based prompts into actual breathtaking audiovisual assets. When it comes to our tech stack, there's no guessing game. For visuals, we take those 22 prompts, paste them into Flow AI, and apply a single universal video prompt to turn static images into dynamic animations. For audio, we paste our script into Dub AI, picking a voice that perfectly matches our tone. Finally, for assembly, we bring everything together in CapCut. But here's the massive workflow key you absolutely cannot miss. You must place your voiceover on the timeline first. The audio track is the foundation of your entire edit. You tailor your visual clips to match the timing of the voice, not the other way around.
Before we move on from Flow AI, I have to highlight a secret weapon. It's called the multiple image prompt. You see, Flow AI doesn't just animate single static images in isolation. You can actually select 2 or 3 of your generated scenes and prompt the AI to process them together. This blends the images, creating those incredibly smooth, seamless cinematic transitions that are completely synonymous with high-end, big-budget explainers.
Which brings us to Section 4, Mastering the Parallax Effect with After Effects Magic.
Let's shift our focus to the advanced animation stage. To get that authentic Bill Gates documentary-style opener, we need to bring in After Effects. And to make this work, you have to understand one fundamental concept: 3D Z-space. In software like After Effects, you've got X for left and right, Y for up and down, but Z-space is your depth axis. It's what allows flat 2D layers to be pushed miles away into the background or pulled tightly into the absolute foreground. Understanding this third dimension is literally the key to building a cinematic camera pan.
To put that into perspective, let's contrast these two approaches. In a flat 2D scene, everything has uniform scaling. If you pan across it, it just looks like a flat piece of paper sliding across a desk, zero depth perception. But in a 3D parallax scene, it's a completely different story. We push our background clouds and buildings way back in Z-space and scale them up to compensate. Then we pull our foreground trees super close to our virtual 24mm camera. So when that camera moves, the objects closest to the lens fly by quickly, while the distant background barely shifts. It creates incredible dynamic depth.
So the crucial point is, how do we actually execute this without losing our minds? It's a simple checklist. First, toggle all your separated layers to 3D and switch your workspace to 2-view mode so you can see your camera's perspective right alongside a top-down view of your Z-space. Next, add a 24mm camera and parent it to a 3D null object to create a smooth 12-second pan. But we don't want everything visible all at once. You want to offset your layer timings so elements pop in dynamically. To make those pop-ins energetic, press F9 and adjust your speed graph. You can also use the pen tool to draw rough masks that slide down to magically reveal your main characters. And for that final bit of flair, slap the CC page turn effect on your logo to give it this beautiful physical peeling animation as it enters the scene.
Finally, Section 5, Adding Stop-Motion Polish, the final touch.
Okay, so we've just built an incredibly smooth, fluid digital animation using parallax. But to truly nail that specific aesthetic we're going for, we need to rough it up a bit and give it a stylized, handcrafted, tactile feel. Believe it or not, this takes literally 3 clicks. Step 1, you add an adjustment layer at the very top of your timeline, sitting above all your animated tracks. Step 2, go to your effects panel, search for posterized time, and drop it right onto that adjustment layer. Step 3, manually drop the frame rate down. This globally overrides your composition's frame rate, instantly stripping away that computer-perfect smoothness and injecting a beautiful, natural jitter that perfectly simulates real stop-motion animation.
But what frame rate should you actually choose? Well, if you drop it to 3 frames per second, the effect is highly dramatic. Honestly, almost too chunky. If you set it to 12 frames per second, it's jittery but still a bit too smooth to feel truly hand-drawn. The magic number, the absolute sweet spot to achieve that authentic premium Vox-style aesthetic without being distracting, is exactly 6 frames per second. It gives your explainer that incredible tactile paper cutout vibe.
And there you have it. You now possessed the complete blueprint. You understand the absolute necessity of a mind-blowing hook. You have the AI workflow to generate brilliant scripts, the prompts to conjure cinematic visuals, and the After Effects secrets to master 3D parallax and stop-motion polish. The blank page is no longer an obstacle. It's an invitation. So I'll leave you with this one final question. You have the AI workflow, the script prompts, and the 3D parallax secrets. Whose story will you tell next? Get out there and start creating. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.